Hello friends, it's Samara here at the Painty Unicorn Studio, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on my craft studio. We should probably light that up. So here is my studio, complete with one studio cat there and another studio cat here. There's one more. She doesn't like to be in here. So what do I do in here? What do I have? Like, what are my hobbies? So primarily I am a scrapbooker, but I also do dabble in memory planning, as well as colored pencils. So let me just take you on a quick tour so you can see what's going on in here. So these are from my old craft room, and we have 2 4x2 Kallax units. And then we have 1 5x5 Kallax, and those are in the birch or light wood. So this is just a lot of junk, things I need to go through. So these bins hold things like cotton balls and floral crafts, etc., etc. So then up here we have things like paperwork, boring. And then down here in this lower section right here, we have just albums. These are filled, these are unused. Going up above, I have inks. So I have my Distress Oxides, and then back behind there are some old Stampin' Up! Inks that were gifted to me. Those are some extra blending brushes, and we have some of my my crop luggage. The top shelf, we've got Mr. Rona and my cat chicken up there in their boxes. And then I am planning on going through and weeding out some of this stuff because my styles have changed. It needs to go. All right, let's continue on down here. So here, this top row is all about scrapbooking. So we have just some extra cardstock, which honestly I am going to get rid of. It's stuff that I will not use. We have some kits in here, more kits in here. Here we have Bella Boulevard and Doodlebug, Echo Park, Fancy Pants, Simple Stories. I don't know what's in there. I think actually that's more Simple Stories. And then here we have some old hip kit, and I keep those in these types of storage containers, all labeled. Over here, we have washi, and then behind there is just some additional storage. And I have a project bin going on up top, and then photos. And then moving across all the way over here, this is my coloring section. So I have coloring books, more coloring books, a ton of colored pencils, Ohuhus, Tombos, Copics, everything you could possibly imagine. Let's move down. Here I have some art journals. This is mostly planning supplies along with my Vicky Bouton Flower Emporium that I'm currently taking the class on. More photo storage in those little boxes. I love those little boxes. Some tarot cards. This is right behind where I sit, so oftentimes I just put stuff in this area. Here, oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love this. This is all paper storage. So here I have some Vicky Bouton foundations, some thick cardstock, white cardstock, thin cardstock, textured white cardstock, foundations paper. Look at all that. Oh, delicious. And then these are all sorted by brand. So we have like American Crafts, Dear Lizzie. I know that Dear Lizzie and Maggie Holmes were part of American Crafts, but I had enough to make its own category. And then let's see, what is this one? Oh, this is Hip Kit. So all of my major artists have their own section. So, and then that section usually follows whatever paper line they are currently with. I suppose I need to go through and fix these. So like, this is some old Vicky Bouton. This is stuff that I just don't have collections for, so kind of like one-off papers. And to be honest, I'm really not great about using this. I probably should go through and purge. Cardstock. Of course, in a Roy G-Biv with neutrals at the bottom. So reds and pinks, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples, blacks, and neutrals. And I just shove it all in there. This is honestly where I go first if I'm looking for some cardstock. Here is art pads, art journals, not really art journals, like sketchbooks, mixed media papers, palettes, etc., etc. And then over here we have more coloring books, some stamps, and I was thinking about this. I haven't used these. They were gifted to me about 6 years ago. I've never used them. I think it's time for them to go. This is something I had like years and years and years ago where if I had leftover paper, I would just trim it out. Everything in here is at least 12 inches long with various heights. And honestly, I don't use it anymore. I think it might be time for this to go. All right, moving down, we have photos, embellishments. I think this is my grandkids box. This has like phonics cards and crayons. More photos. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. That's all Project Life cards. I gave away most of my Project Life cards and I kept those. I have the little dividers from IKEA, and then these little bins are from, oh my gosh, Marshall's or I don't know, whatever that other store is. More embellishments, stickers, phrases. These are like thickers, but in phrases, miscellaneous stuff. Then over here we have more embellishments. This is mostly like El Studio, also some Bella Boulevard miscellaneous stuff like the little packs and stuff for the, what do you call them, puffy stickers. And all I did to make them cohesive is I just took some paper and just made like little cutouts to stick in the front. We have thickers, we have alphabet stickers. Here we have more embellishments. This is medication. And then down here we've got twine and more twine. In this section we have stamps, more stamps. These are all dies. Oops. And a thing of washi tape. And more dies. And I do keep my dies in like little, let's find one, in a little Avery L envelopes. Over here we have pan pastels, watercolors, just some of my watercolors, Copic markers, etc. Back here is mostly stitching with just some junk thrown up on top. Which brings me to my little embellishment cart. So my embellishment cart is super, super fun. I moved to this years ago where I just throw all of my embellishments for whatever collection I have into these little boxes and I label them. These are not labeled with the collection because this is all part of Vicky Bouton's Flower Emporium and I'm doing a class. Anyway, I have 3 rows of that with a bunch of other stuff just piled on top. Down here, we have these bins. I got these at Target like 25 plus years ago, and I just covered them in wallpaper. There's things like old layouts, kids' old schoolwork, etc. I need to go through them. I sold most of them. I think I have 2, 4, 6, 8 of them left. We have albums. all the way across. Those are all full. And then on the very bottom, we have things like fabric, yarn, what's in that one? Cross stitch and art journaling. All right. And I thought about waiting until my studio was cleaner, but we know how that story goes. All right, moving around. My pink chair, it's way pinker than I thought it was going to be. I'm currently working on a coloring piece right now, so I do have some of my colors out. This is the project bin, again, for my Vicky Booten class, so I just am ready to go. Here is where I store most of my current stuff. So I have design team layouts in here. Design team stuff is in like the first 3 sections. And then after that, things are labeled by the collection, like Simple Stories, Let's Go. Where to next? Vicky Booten, Fernwood. I have more of this stuff stored somewhere else, but this is just kind of what works for me right now. In the very bottom, I have a donation pile, which honestly, I'm ready to do a big purge. I need to probably get another box in there. This is where I sit. I know it's funny that I have this like little ottoman here, but I like to sit cross-legged, and so it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Here's my desk. So over here, top 2 shelves are decorative. Bottom one, I have things like brushes, like blending brushes, paint brushes, etc. Then I have my planner lineup down here. These are all embellishments stored by color. So reds, oranges, yellows, and I do need to be better about using those. Medication down there, it's right perfectly handy. In my drawers here, like medication, chargers. This is more of my junk drawer. It has stickers, papers, punches. Oh, goodness. Nail polish, my labeler, diamond dots, and I don't even know what's in that second drawer. Oh, crap. Stuff I need to get rid of. All right. My canvas lamp. This is where I do all of my recordings. Little containers here. I decorated a little bit for fall. My little desktop trash can. My new Mac. It's so great. All right. Then on this cart, I typically use this cart just like as an extra table. So I always have my trimmer here. Colored pencils that I'm using. This is Prismacolors. The one on the other side was Polychromos. Stationery, nail stuff that I need to purge. And then the insides of these are all, storage. So here we have washi. You guys, I recently, like 2020, got rid of all my washi, and then I decided to buy more washi. Isn't that like everybody's story? So what I did is I took quite a bit of it and I, put it onto, oh, I don't have any. I cut like Dollar Tree cutting mats. I cut them and just wound washi across them. You know how some washi rolls just don't have like a whole lot on them? That's what I did. All right. In these drawers, this one is more like personal stuff. I'm kind of looking. My date stamper, foam tapes, color swatches, and then in the back is personal stuff. Here is my Archer and Olive drawer. This is for the most part acrylographs, gel pens, as well as calligraphs. I definitely have a problem. More punches. My punches are split because this drawer is very supported, so it's very heavy, if that makes sense. More pens. More pens. And then down there is like miscellaneous junk. Over here, and I will not be doing this on the other side because honestly, that's all stuff I need to purge. This is like photo papers. This is my water soluble drawer with some of my watercolors. We have Neocolor 2, Schmincke, just lots. You guys, is this not a dream or what? Here we have things like Lindy's and shimmers and just more water solubles. We've got some of the old Prima and Jane Davenport watercolors. So just lots of stuff in there. This section is all about adhesive. So we have adhesive tapes, we've got glue sticks, we have red top glues, and then the bottom two are for extra medications. You'll notice that I covered all of those with the removable wallpaper from Dollar Tree. And I also covered the top of my desk, and I have like a little acrylic over the top. I like it. Crystals coming around the back here. I just bought that. Here we have junk mail that needs to be shredded. Things like mats, page protectors. We've got our Cricut heat press, my cords. I have to keep my cords hidden from... Are you going to confess? No, you don't want to hear about it. So this is really the back side of my desk. Again, cords are for the most part hidden. This is all vinyl. I need to go through and purge. I have a little secret spot back there where I have like my sewing machine, stuff that I don't use very often. It's not a big deal to move this stuff out of the way. Now, excuse the mess. I have a mess over here. It's on the other side of my desk. I don't pay attention to it. Wax melts. I have no idea. I have no what's in there. So again, major purge coming up soon. I have another trolley, and I had thought about getting rid of this one, except that my cats use it all the time. So I do have a blanket there. During the winter time, this room is so freezing cold. So anyway, that's my little blanket. Art journaling stuff. Cat bed. This is my corner of trash. It's not trash. Packing boxes, IKEA Maslandas. Those are the big ones. I'll show you how I use those. These are all thickers right here in various colors, are all color coordinated. Here, I need to get rid of some lamps. I need to find a replacement cord for this one because of him. Color cubes, etc. Over here, you guys, first of all, I love twinkle lights, so let's just go there. Those are all Simple Stories mini albums. I think they're 8x6. And Archer and Olive journals. Those are ones that I have not used. They're back here behind there. We have I'm starting a little Swiss cheese plant, a little book nook. These are all journals that I have already used. And then, fun little story. That is the very first rubber stamp I ever got. And I want to say that I picked it up at a store when I was a kid in Santa Barbara. Super fun. More art journaling stuff back there. And then I just picked this new Scan and Cut. It's not, well, new to me. I just picked it up this weekend. And then back here we have some Archer and Olive stuff I need to get rid of. and some Starbucks cups. Oh, that's what's in some of those drawers are a bunch of old Starbucks cups. What I love about this is the IKEA Hauga system. Everything on this wall is Hauga. So I love the enclosed storage. So I have my Cricut Maker, and then there's also another Brothers Scan and Cut, which is an older model than this one. So I'm going to be getting rid of the one back there. Paper sleeves. This is where I keep the cutting mats. More paper collections down there. So love that. This is my focal point when I'm working. This is what I see. Let's see if the batteries are good in this. Oh, they're out. So up on top, just some fun stuff. Those lights will come on in a minute in that tall vase over there. Okay. All of my inks and mists are all here in color order from red all the way down to violet to black. Just a little pom-pom that I made. Printer, photo printer, and my switch. Now these drawers, this is also part of the IKEA Hauga system. This is the dresser. So I have more of my 4x6 containers all labeled. This is like truly a junk drawer, but there is rhyme and reason to it. So we have like sewing stuff. This is like scrapbooking tools, photo papers, embellishments, etc. These are some old dies and punches, as well as some miscellaneous Christmas stuff. That has like, I don't even know what. Mostly scrapbook stuff, but then I also have to hide my cords because of orange. So my cords are all in there, or I should say some of them. More miscellaneous stuff, some cardstocks, more cords. And then just stencils, more Christmas stuff, etc. Over here, decoration, photo albums, colored pencil, extra supplies. This is more of like my everyday, like I have my drink mixes right there, some mail that I need to get out. This is actually some of my dies for my machine, my car keys, an inhaler, my work bag, my purse. These are layouts that I photographed. I lied. These are layouts I need to photograph. Right there. And then we have Penelope. Oh my gosh, on cue. Over here. And the other piece to my scrapbooking furniture, my lunch containers. I know that's really random, but whatever. This room is right by my front door, so this is kind of like my drop space. And then this is all art, so paints, paintbrushes, acrylics, etc. And then down in this section, so I've been trying to get rid of this scrapbook rolling tote for a while. Oh, hopefully Penelope doesn't freak out. Down here, we have vitamins, a typewriter, an old sewing machine, my sneakers for when I go to the gym, which is never, and other miscellaneous stuff. And then, whoops, sorry, Penelope. And then over here, I have a curtain because, like I said, this room, my front door is right there. This is our old formal living room, but we never used it, so I decided to move my studio down into it. Oh, we have a doodle. Hi, William. The other doodle will be coming right behind. All right, so there you go. That is the Painty Unicorn Studio.